Hi, welcome to phase 1 of your 60 days weight loss challenge. Within the next 60 days, I'm going to try to help you to lose between 10 to 15 pounds of weight. Before we start, there's going to be a few core rules we need to discuss first. And if you have a pen, this is the time to start taking notes. First things first, you're going to be training between 3 to 4 days every week. Each training is going to be between 25 to 45 minutes each time you train, depending on your experience and how much you're willing to do. And also, between the days you train, it's very important to make sure you rest well, give your body time to recover, and if you can, go for a light walk as well in between your days of training. But the minimum days to train in these 60 days is 3 days, and all you need is between 25 to 45 minutes. More importantly, you need to remember that your diet is way more important than the training you do, okay? Both of them together is the way you're going to lose weight within the next 60 days. 60% of your weight loss is going to come from your diet, and that involves reducing the amount of carbs you have. If you struggle to cut out carbs completely from your diet, it's very important to cut out how much carbs you have during these 60 days, especially for your dinner. If you can cut out carbs completely, please cut out carbs. If you can prioritize protein for your dinner, you should prioritize protein. So this training program for the next 60 days, I'm going to show you the exercises you can do. All you need is a dumbbell or a kettlebell. And like I said, it's very important to make sure that you're aware of what you're eating. Training alone is not going to get you where you need to be. The aim is to lose 10 to 15 pounds in 60 days. To do that, your diet and your training needs to be a match. So, welcome to phase 1. Let's get into the exercises. Before we start, we need to discuss your structure. Every single time you train, you follow the same structure. There's 4 things you need to take note of. The first thing you always do is to warm up. In this case, we'll be doing dynamic warm-up, which is meant to mobilize your joint, activate your muscles, and at the end, we get your pulse raised slightly. So we start with a warm-up, and then we do a little bit of cardio just to get you warm and ready, get the blood flowing around your body, and then we do some strength with cardio circuit. A little bit of cardio again, not too intense, and then we finish with cool down, which is your stretches, okay? With the cardio and the strength, every single thing we're gonna do today in this first phase is going to accommodate every fitness level. So no matter what fitness level you are, no matter what age, disability, injuries you have, I'm going to show you each exercise and show you all the options to make it harder or even make it easier. So stay with me. Let's start with your dynamic warm-up. So we start with your dynamic warm-up. And as usual, I normally like to start from my upper body all the way down. If you're someone who's sedentary a lot, it's very important to make sure you mobilize everything from top to bottom. So we start with your neck. Usually you go for neck rolls like that. You go for 360. You drive all the way around. I would say to maybe go 5 times each way. And then you change direction and come around the other way. Drive your neck all the way back and mobilize. And then you do a little bit of shoulder rolls. You drive your shoulders forward, nice and slow. Drive it all the way back. Raise it up to the top and drive forward. Again, you go about 5 times each way. I'm not going to go 5 times now. I'm just showing you. But take notes of all these numbers, okay? And then we go for shoulder rolls, which is the same thing. You go about 5 times each way. You roll your shoulders forward and you roll backwards. So that's mobilizing your shoulders and your traps. And then you go for back slaps. Remember, this one, you try to touch your back all the way around. My mic might be fiddling now, but I have to show you this. So these are back slaps. You want to go a little bit quicker, okay? And now we come down to a little bit of your hip and your back. You extend sideways, legs apart. You extend your hands all the way out, heels off the floor as you come out. Get that twist in your glutes and your lower back. So nice and good stretch in my lats, my shoulders, my lower back, my ankles. Everything is being mobilized here. Yeah? Now we come to your hip. Again, that one you do about 5 each way. Every single warm-up we're going to do here is going to be 5 each way. With this one, you open the gate. So knees up, and really try to open up that hip and drive out. And again, this one you do about 5, opening the gate. And then you close the gate. You start with your toes facing outwards, and you drive in. Toes facing outwards, and you drive in. This one also very important for your hip. If you're someone who's sedentary, very important to mobilize your hips before you start doing any kind of lower body exercise. And then we're going to ball kicks. This is nice for your knees. Also, kind of stretching out the quads a little bit and activating the hamstring muscles, okay? And then you can also come down for a little bit of a squat. Depending on your fitness level, you can come as low or you can just keep it to a little bit of a dip. If you struggle to squat, you can hold on to something. It could be a wall. and just come down for a little bit of a squat. What we're trying to do is to activate the lower body muscles. And here, that's your dynamic warm-up. If you have anything else you can add to that, but for me, that's enough for your dynamic warm-up. And remember, you keep 5 each way. Now we go into your pulse raiser, which is a little bit of cardio. We start with light jog on the spot. With this one, you do for about a minute. We're going to be doing 3 exercises, 1 minute each. With this one, it's nice and light jog on the spot. After a minute, you then go for sprint on the spot, as quick as you can. If you struggle with this, you can go a little bit lighter, but the aim is to be as quick as you can, and you're just tapping on the balls of your feet. You do that for a minute as well, and we finish with squat jumps. If you can jump, you come for squat jumps. If you cannot jump, you can just open out like that and do step out jumping jacks, okay? Again, each one of these exercises for a minute each after you finish with your dynamic warm-up. So we go through the pulse raiser again, the cardio exercise. First one, like jog on the spot, 1 minute. Second one, sprint. And the third one, you can go for squat jumps, or you can step out each way, okay? So that's your warm-up and your pulse raiser. Now we're going to your strength and cardio circuit, and then we'll cool down. What we're going to be focusing on phase 1 of your program is compound exercises. Compound exercises are ones where, while you're doing the same exercise, you're using multiple muscles to make that move happen. First exercise is press up. I'm going to show you the 3 variations of press up depending on your fitness level. If you're strong enough, I'll show you the first exercise, which is the hardest one, which is the hardest type of press up. And this is the press up where you stay in a high plank position. Remember, when you do your press up, make sure you spread your fingers out and you grip the floor nice. Your feet nice and wide apart. You don't want to bring it too close. That way you're not very stable. So legs apart. Make sure your wrist is directly underneath your shoulders. And when you come down for press up, make sure your elbows are tucked in, not out, okay? So keep your elbow close to your body as much as you can. Use that triceps, okay? If you cannot do that, you can bring your knees straight down from that position and you can do your press. Again, remember, you're doing this for 1 minute. You spread your fingers out, keep your elbows tucked, drive your body all the way down. You can see my whole torso is coming up and down in one move, okay? If you still struggle with that one, this is the easiest one. You come into a box position and you're just driving your head down to the floor and pushing back up. This is probably where you want to start, and the stronger you can progress into the second stage, and the stronger you get, you can progress into the full press up position where you put your chest down to the floor and push all the way up. And remember, you're doing that exercise for 1 minute. So that's exercise number 1, which is for 1 minute. Exercise number 2 is your shoulder press. In this case, I've got a 10-kilogram dumbbell, whichever weight you can find at home. It could even be a bottle of water. Anything that weighs something, you can use this at home. If you have access to a gym, you can use dumbbell, you can use kettlebells, you can use whatever you can find. But all you need is just some weight on your shoulders. I would say to stay in this kind of stance. This way, what we're trying to do here is to get you to still engage your core while you're doing these exercises. Keep your back nice and flat. One leg is bent. Whichever knee is on the floor, that's the side you lift from. This hand can do whatever you want to do with it. You can rest it on your legs. You can have it across your shoulder. Whatever happens, I prefer to have my hands on my legs like this. You bring the weights up to your shoulders, elbows out. You're lifting up to the top and back down slow. Again, with this exercise, because we're doing it in total for 1 minute, we're going to do 30 seconds on each side. So you split the 1 minute into 2, and you do each shoulders for 30 seconds, okay? So I'm going to face that way now so you can see what my elbows look like. One knee bent, one knee on the floor. Whichever knee is on the floor, that's where you lift from. Weight up to your shoulders. Open your elbows out, straight up to the top, and back down slow. If you struggle with this, you can keep your hands straight like this and come up and back down slow. Both of them are effective for your shoulders. The best one is to open your elbows out. If you prefer, you can keep your elbows in. We do this for 1 minute as well, and this is exercise number 2, which is your kneeling shoulder press, single arm shoulder press. Exercise number 3 is bent over row. As you can see, we started from the floor, staying on the mat, which is where we do our press up for exercise number 1. Exercise number 2, you're coming up slightly to your knees, to do your shoulders. Again, that's a compound exercise. Exercise number 3, we're going to be walking on your back, but this time we're making our way up. So we started on the mat, come up slightly on your knees, and now you're coming straight up. This time is very important, especially for those of you that do sedentary jobs, to make sure your back is nice and flat. You stick your bum back, stay in a kind of inch position, you keep your hands straight, pull your elbows close to your body, and you extend down slow. This is working your back primarily, but my biceps, triceps are also helping to make this move happen. Again, this exercise you do for about a minute. Very important, that back position, to keep it nice and flat. Please make sure you do not round your back like that. Keep your chest up, drive up, and extend down slow. Drive up and extend down slow. This is exercise number 3, and you're going to be doing this one as well for 1 minute. So we've done your chest with the press-ups on the floor. We've done your shoulders with the knees bent, single arm shoulder press. We've done your back with the back row. All of these exercises, remember, are compound exercise. The last one we're going to do is your squats. So weight stays on your shoulders like that. You can either hold the weight like this and come down for squat, or you can hold the weight in a goblet position like that. Now, with your squats, it's very important to make sure your knees are tracking your toes as you come down. For some of you, if you squat and you notice your knees coming in like that, you need to have support. So have a bench behind you where you sit on the bench and come back up. You do that for the first phase until your knees maybe get strong enough, and then you can do it without any support. If your knees are tracking your toes and you feel comfortable enough, you can just do your squats like this. Hold the weight in front of your chest. Down nice and slow, drive up. Down nice and slow, drive up. I'll show you from the side. Remember, it's very important to make sure you do not go over your toes too much. This is not how your squat should be. Your squat should be like that with your bum back, okay? And drive up. Stick your bum back, nice and down slow, drive up, exhale. Now, for each exercise, remember, you're gonna be doing 1 minute, and in total, we're gonna be doing 3 rounds. You do all 4 exercises, 1 minute each, which is gonna be 4 minutes, and you rest, and then you do all 4 exercises again, and rest, and then you do all 4 exercises again, and rest. Now, we go through all the exercises again. Remember, your first exercise, if you struggle, the easiest way to do your press up is to have your knees bent in a box position. You press down and up, down and up. If you're strong enough, if you find that too easy, you can extend your knees back and stay in this kind of slanty position. Remember, your wrist should be directly underneath your shoulders. Bring your chest down to the floor. Keep your elbows tucked in. Please do not flare your elbows. Keep it close to your body. And if you feel strong enough and you still find that easy, this is the hardest way to do your press up, with your knees off the floor, chest down, and push all the way up. You're doing that for 1 minute, and then we progress to the next exercise, which is single arm shoulder press. Knees bent. This way you're having to stabilize your core. Keep your back nice and straight. Try not to arch your back. Weight in. You can keep your elbows looking forward like that, or you can keep your elbows out, straight overhead, and back down. The other hand can stay on your leg to stabilize yourself. The third exercise, which you're also going to be doing for a minute, is your bent over row. Remember, keep your back flat, inch, pull up, extend down slow, pull up and extend down slow. Make sure you keep your back straight. Please do not round your back. Keep it nice and straight. Open up your chest, squeeze, extend down slow. And the last exercise is your squat. Remember, you don't want to drive your knees too far over your toes. This way, all the weight is going to my knees. We want to make sure your quads are working, so we'll push your glutes back, squat, and up. Squat and up. You can either hold the weights that way, or you can have it in front of your chest like this. Come down for your squat and drive up. So now that we've worked on your upper body and lower body, we finish with some core circuits. For most of us, our core and torso area is where we gain all the body fat. So it's very important that every time you train, you do some core exercises. There's going to be 4 exercises, which we're also going to be doing for 3 rounds. And each exercise, we count reps this time. You do just 10 reps of each exercise. The first exercise we're going to be doing is crunches. Feet flat on the floor, knees nice and bent. You can place your hands on your thighs, and you're just sliding up slow, bring your head all the way back. Take the tension away from your neck. The only thing I'm doing is just driving my shoulders off the floor slightly. You don't need to come too far up. There, that's enough. And back down slow. If you can go further, you go further. Back down, relax your head all the way. And you do 10 reps of this. Second exercise is reverse crunches. Keep your knees close, hands on the floor. For beginners, if you're not strong enough, you can keep your knees bent like that and just drive up slow. This is nice and simple. If you find this too easy, you can progress to the next stage, which is extending your legs out and driving knees up to your chest. If you find that easy or you want to go to the harder stage, you can have your head up, drive out and into your chest. Or you can also crunch at the same time. So knees in, elbows in. Knees and elbows in, knees and elbows out. Okay? We do 10 reps of that. Remember, the easiest version is to keep your legs bent, and then you can have your legs extended, or you can come up and crunch with your elbows. So you can do either one of those 4 variations. The third exercise is for your obliques, which is your heel taps. You can have your toes off the floor like this, and you're just touching your heels side to side. With this one, you do 10 on each side. Look in between your knees, touch your heels side to side. This is helping you get rid of your love handles, as it's called. And then we proceed to your 4th exercise, which is single leg bicycle. Leg extended out. If you're a beginner, you start like this. You bring your elbows in, elbows and knees out, elbows and knees in, elbows and knees out. You can do this 10 on each side. If you're more advanced, and you can do both legs, which is the harder version at the same time. Make sure you get that twist with your knees and elbows in. All those 4 exercises for 3 rounds, that's your core circuit. 10 reps each, rest for about a minute, and then do our 4 exercises, 10 reps each again. And we're gonna be doing 3 rounds of this. So to recap, first exercise is crunches. You crunch up and back down. Second exercise is reverse crunches, knees bent. Drive your knees up to your chest, extend down slow. The next exercise is heel taps. Knees bent on the floor, heads up, look in between your knees, touch your heels side to side. And then the last exercise, the easy version, is with one leg bent. You do 1 at a time, 10 reps each, or you do both legs, which is the harder version at the same time. And then we're going to cool down. I would always say to start with your neck. If you can't reach across your neck, you move to the side nice and slow. Please do not pull too hard. You're trying to stretch the side of your neck. For those of you whose job is sedentary, you want to make sure you do this kind of stretch. You pull side to side. I would say to hold for about 10 to 15 seconds. Do not pull too hard. And again, you do the other side. Nice and gentle, pull to the side. Relax your shoulders and back the other way. Shoulders down, pull to the side. Nice and slow. And then you can go for 360, where you drive your head all the way back, bring it around, drive your head forward, go all the way around and back. This is a nice way to loosen all the tension in your neck, and then you change direction. You can do that about 3, 4, or 5 times each way, depending how tight you feel. And then we loosen the tension in your shoulders. You drive your shoulders all the way back, drive it up and round, up and round. Again, each way you can go 4 or 5 times, depending how tight you feel. And then you drive your shoulders back, drive it all the way up and back, loosen all the tensions in your shoulders. And then we're going to stretch for your chest and your back. You open up your chest like that, elbows slightly bent. Make sure your shoulder blades are touching. And then you come into your chest. This time you curve your chest in, extend your hands out to stretch your back. This exercise you should do maybe hold for 10 seconds each, and you go multiple times, maybe 2, 3 times each way, and then you bring it forward again and stretch your back. Usually after this, I stretch up my shoulders and my chest, hands behind my back. My hands are interlocked, drive my shoulders back, chest up. I hold this again for about 15, 20 seconds, depending how tight you are. My chest is really tight because I do boxing, so I tend to hold this stretch for a little bit longer than most of you would need to, okay? After this stretch, I then go on to stretch my quads and my hip flexors. This time I come down to the mat. So for my lower body stretches, this time come down into that same kneeling position we use for your shoulder press. Extend my feet slightly forward, and now I drive my hip forward. Keep that leg straight. I'm stretching this quad and my hip flexors as much as you can. Try to keep your chest up and just hold that position for a few seconds. If you have knee problems, you can have maybe like a towel underneath your knees, because this exercise, holding it for long, could start to hurt your knee a little bit if you have knee problems. You hold this position and straight away, I try to stretch these hamstrings and the calves, holding onto my toes there. Try to make sure your body is looking forward. If you cannot hold on to your toes in this position, you can just slide down your shin and just find a position where you feel that full stretch in your hamstrings and your calf and hold. For me, I'm able to reach. I can touch my toes, pull my toes towards me. That way I'm stretching my calves and my hamstrings. And then we'll do the same move for the other side. So knees bent, feet slightly forward. Drive my knees forward, stretching my back. Back quads and hip flexors. Hold that position again for about 20 seconds. And then stretch my hamstrings and my calves, the front leg. And I hold that position as well. And then I always end up finishing on the mat by stretching my core and abs, hip to the floor, chest up, hands on the floor, look up. This is called a cobra stretch. So you hold that kind of cobra position with your hip to the floor. If your back hurts, don't dip like this, because this could bring a lot of tension to your back. If you have lower back problems, you can hold this position instead. You don't want to hyperextend your hip too much, okay? So whichever way works for you, just try to stretch your core. And the second exercise is the baby pose, where you have your hands on the floor, you push your glutes back, and you just hold it there. With this one, you can hold for about 20 seconds. If you want, you can add some extra stretches by bringing your shoulders underneath, leaning out. Try to bring that shoulders to the floor, hold for about 10 seconds, and then the other side. At any point in this video, you can pause and practice the exercise. And if you have any question, you can drop in the comments and I can make extra video. But for today, that's all I need to show you for your phase one. I started by showing you your warm-up, a little bit of cardio, your strength circuit, which is 4 exercises, compound moves. And then I showed you your core circuit, showed you your cool down. And this is all you need to know for your phase 1 stage, which is for 30 days. If you have any question, comment below or give me a direct message. I'll respond and try to help you as much as possible. Good luck with your 60-day challenge. You should be able to lose between 10 to 15 pounds if you keep to everything we've spoken about so far, including your diet. And after this stage, once you complete this for 30 days, then you go on to the next stage, which is the video I'm going to upload next. Good luck with your fitness goals. Ó dàbọ̀.